Country is currently glued to India Today's coverage on day 17, the tantalizing final stretch of an operation that this channel, through its coverage from the site of the Silkyara tunnel, has forced the entire national media to take up as story number one. And that's the reason why every single twist and turn over 17 days has been first here on your channel. It is you, viewer, who have made us the most watched channel on a story that matters to us just like it matters to you. The lives of 41 of our brethren, 41 Indian citizens, workers trapped inside that tunnel. We've all, over the last 17 days, become increasingly invested in their well-being, in their benefit, in the lives of their families, in their mental health, in their physical well-being, and whether they make it out alive. Today, we're so happy to tell you that the end is in sight. And I'd like to begin our broadcast this evening on Prime Time by thanking all of our viewers for agreeing with India Today that this is the story that must quake the hearts of every Indian. 41 men inside a tunnel that was being built to increase connectivity in the Himalayas, trapped for 17 days, but their rescuers are now just 2 meters away from them. These are live pictures coming in from the rescue side of the Silkyara tunnel. The men you see here are all rescue personnel, each and every one of them a hero in his own right. They've got families, they've got parents, they've got brothers and sisters, they've got children who are all also worried about them entering this trap inside the tunnel to rescue their workers. Let's get you the very latest breaking that we're getting to right now. Well, the last stretch of this rescue operation has officially begun on day 17. Rescuers are now 2 meters away from the 41 trapped tunnel workers whose pictures we've been showing you through the last 17 days. Workers trapped inside that zone are to be pulled out very, very shortly, is the indication that we've been given. Mattresses have been sent in. If you're wondering why mattresses have been sent in, that is probably to pull the workers out. Each worker will lie down on a mattress, and each mattress will then be levered out through that lifeline pipeline. Ambulances are also on standby. We've got lots of pictures of several ambulances that have made their way till the tunnel's mouth, because you won't actually see the workers emerging and walking off from that lifeline pipe. They will be in an ambulance and taken to a hospital. We've got images of that hospital. Very importantly, an Indian Air Force Chinook heavy lift helicopter has landed at a nearby helipad and is on standby to airlift the workers away from Uttarakhand and possibly to a military hospital nearby, where they will be given the immediate emergency treatment that some of them may require immediately after rescue. I want to go across to Suryagni Roy, who is currently, like I said, we've been getting you getting you voices not just of those who are trapped inside, but also their anxious family members. For a moment, imagine being the family member of a loved one who is trapped inside a tunnel and you don't know if they're going to be making it out alive. I'm proud to say we've been amplifying those voices every single day. Suryagni Roy is with me live with the family of one of the 41 trapped workers. Suryagni, what's happening where you are?
Well, Shiv, it takes lots to be in the situation where these family members of the 41 people who are trapped inside are... The 41 people who are trapped inside are over here at Hugli's Neemdinga. We are here at the residence of Joydeep Pramanik, who is stuck, and we are hopeful and we are praying that he will be out ASAP. This is the residence of that gentleman, and his father is there. I just request his father if he can speak to us. He has been very quiet over here. Just we'll try and speak to him. He'll speak in Bengali only. যা মনে হচ্ছে যে আজকে হয়তো কিছুক্ষণের মধ্যে ৩-৪ ঘন্টার মধ্যে সবাইকে সেফলি বের করে আনা হবে। কি বলবেন, মানে যা পরিস্থিতি এখন?
আজকে 17 দিন ধরে একটা উৎকণ্ঠা ছিল, এবং 17 দিন কিভাবে কেটেছে সে ঈশ্বরই জানে। আর কিছুক্ষণ একটু উৎকণ্ঠা থাকতেই হবে। আর ঠাকুরের কাছে প্রার্থনা করি যে 41 জন আমার ছেলে, যারা আমার ছেলে এবং 41 জন মধ্যে 41 জনের মধ্যে আমার ছেলেও আছে, ওই 41 জন যেন সুস্থভাবে বাইরে বেরিয়ে আসুক।
দাদা, কোথাও মনে হয় যে যেরম ভাবে লাস্ট কিছুদিন, লাস্ট 3-4 দিনে যেরম ভাবে কাজ হয়েছে, সেরম ভাবে যদি আগে প্রথম দিন থেকে হতো, হয়তো তাড়াতাড়ি প্রথম 7 দিনে বেরিয়ে যেতে পারতো?
না, সেটা কেন মনে হবে? সব দিক দিয়েই সব চেষ্টা করেছে, এই চেষ্টা ত্রুটি করেনি। সব দিকে চেষ্টা করে আজকে এই নতিজায় পৌঁছেছে যে লাস্টে এইভাবেই করা উচিত, সেইভাবেই করেছে। আমরা এর মধ্যে কোনো আমাদের আক্ষেপ নেই, ইয়েও নেই, যে সরকার যত চেষ্টা পেরেছে ততইভাবেই করেছে।
See, what he's saying is very simple, that they don't have any grievances, any complaints. All they want is just get them out ASAP, and not only about his own son, but also about the 40 other. He's called all of them his children, his sons. That's a strong message. You know, this is just one family shift. Just think about the other 40 families who are going through the same pain for the past 17 odd days. And somewhere, you know, all these families are united as we are, and we all hope, including him, you, me, everyone, our camera person, that somehow all these 41 brave men who are stuck inside, get out as soon as possible. Shiv.
Is writ large, and the voices of each and every one of those families that we're putting out here on India Today. And may I just remind all of our viewers who are joining us at this time that we're the only channel with all of those 41 families. We've got a reporter literally in each and every one of those houses, bringing you the voices of all 41 families that you will only see here on India Today and Aaj Tak. And all of them say one thing: they're very hopeful, but they do not want to celebrate too early until they actually see their loved ones. Piyush, my colleague, is with Lieutenant General Atta Hasnain, who you just heard briefing the country on developments as far as the rescue is concerned. Piyush, over to you.
Well, absolutely, Shiv. Right now, we are joined with Lieutenant General Syed Atta Hasnain. Remember that he is the one who has been briefing media about all the rescue operations. Let me try to understand from him the current status of operations and how much time the rescuers are going to take out all the trapped workers who are still trapped in Silkyara in Uttarkashi. So, thank you for speaking to India Today. What is the current status? Where are these workers, and how much time it will take to take out all the trapped workers?
As far as locations are concerned, there is no change since yesterday, except that we have progressed about 10 meters through the option we adopted of manual digging. Now, that has been fairly successful. There were some obstacles which came in the middle. Those were taken care of through various cutters and a joint effort by the so-called rat miners, who are very talented people putting their lives at risk, doing a wonderful job in conjunction with the forces. They have gone 10 meters ahead, and they had come across some obstacles which have been removed. We are hearing that there is sounds of this digging are being heard on the other side where the 41 people are stuck. And we hope that very soon there should be a breakthrough. If that is successful, then it will take a little time to stabilize the through and through tunnel. Some efforts will be made to send people inside. Drills have been worked out, and hopefully in about tonight's time, that's about 12 hours, we should be able to get most of the people out, provided there is no other obstacle which comes in our way. Now, I want to caution you, in all such operations, there is no predictability. There is always danger which threatens the lives of not only the people who are being rescued, but the people who are actually carrying out rescue.
What can we expect? When can workers see the first ray of sunlight?
As I told you again, I am an eternal optimist. I do not lay down timelines. As I said from the day one, 5 days ago, I am the one who has been holding forth that in operations we do not ever commit ourselves to timelines. What I can tell you is every precaution is being taken to protect the lives of those who are 41 people who are inside, and all the many people from different agencies who are working together as a team. Their lives are also at risk, and we are making sure that this risk is minimized.
What processes are going to be followed when they come out?
Well, all administrative and logistic processes have been put into place. The district administration has worked wonderfully on this. The state government has done a lot of work. The Indian Air Force has come into it, and they've placed their helicopters at the right places. There are enough ambulances there. There will be some kind of a medical checkup when they come out. Some kind of a triage will be carried out, a prioritization will be done, and according to that, they will be moved. But all of them will ultimately go to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences at Rishikesh, where they're expected to stay 48 to 72 hours to ensure that they stabilize before they are discharged.
We have also seen pictures of few medical facilities. Those have been arranged there right inside the tunnel itself, just before the place where the rescue operation is going on. Can we expect them to stay there when they come out?
Well, it's important to give them some immediate medical assistance. Yes, I can confirm that at the tunnel mouth or nearby it, there are small medical facilities. There is even a 10-bed hospital nearby there to which they can be taken in case of an emergency. But by and large, most of them will be taken by road. If they can wait till the tomorrow morning, that final decision will be taken. If they can wait till tomorrow morning, they'll be taken by helicopter, by the Chinook helicopter, which is already parked at the airfield, which is 30 kilometers away.
Last question, can we see them coming out tonight or tomorrow morning?
That is something that you and I should all pray for. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, so that's how Lieutenant General Syed Atta Hasnain Shiv has explained as to what are the processes those are being followed as far as this rescue operation is concerned. In fact, all the efforts are being put forth to do this rescue operation as soon as possible and take out all the trapped workers who are still stuck in Silkyara tunnel in Uttarkashi.
Piyush, thanks for getting us that very crucial conversation with General Atta Hasnain, who heads the National Disaster Management Authority. He's providing minute-by-minute updates of the rescue operation. He's also, added a bit of a reality check. Remember that the reporting so far has suggested that the pipeline has actually reached the trapped workers, but he suggests that there are still, maybe a couple of meters left to go, and that they aren't in a hurry. They want to get this right. Amit Bharadwaj is live with me. Amit, on site. Amit. Yes, Amit, coming to you.
Yes, Shiv.
Yes, Amit, just take us through what the very latest is at this point of time. 2 meters to go, says General Atta Hasnain, but this feels like the final phase. Is it the final phase, Amit?
Indeed, Shiv, this is the final phase. This is the timeline that we have been waiting for, the visuals that we have been waiting for the past 17 days. You know, these workers have been stranded out there for 17 days. And right behind me, all the ambulances are lined up. They are lined up on the track which was prepared by the BRO for the movement of the heavy machinery up to the hilltop. And right there, the visual since noon, what is coming is actually, these ambulances lined up. And many of times we have seen these ambulances going inside the Silkyara tunnel. Maybe the entire recce of the road map is being done. The place where I'm standing is the 0 mile of green corridor. Entire green corridor has been marked out by the authorities out here for the past 4 or 5 days. They have made several drills about the movement of the ambulances. A pilot escort vehicle is going to be the first vehicle in the green corridor, and after that, all the ambulances you will see moving one after other, taking these workers in the ambulances, and along with them will be the family members of those workers who have been stranded here for the past 17 days. These are final technicalities which are being dealt with. We were hoping that maybe by 6 or 8 in the evening, these workers will be out, but there's nothing to worry. If there is any delay happening because of the technical aspects, I've been saying this continuously, Shiv. Even in our previous conversations, we have said the focus of the agencies is now to get these workers safe and safe and secure, to ensure their safety in terms of health as well as other conditions. And along with that, the safety of the rescuers is equally important, and that is why this morning when it was very clear, rather in the night itself, when it was very pretty clear that the horizontal tunnel is bringing breakthrough early. The vertical drilling was stopped, and that was done because the rescuers didn't want a situation where you have the debris coming down, more rocks falling down, or the iron frames coming down, threatening not only the 41 workers who are stranded on the other side, but also the rescuers who are doing it from this side, from the portal. Very important, Shiv, part that even the opening of the rescue tunnel has been secured now. We have a frame of sorts which has been put in place.
Yes.
You know, as you were just listening to the briefing from the national capital as well, the focus is also to stabilize the rescue tunnel. So all factors are being counted in, but we are waiting for those visuals of 41 workers stepping out of the tunnel one by one.
And that really is the visual that everyone is hoping for as quickly as possible. You know, one wonders whether we'll actually see them walking out, or will they be, taken directly into those ambulances to be moved out of that location as quickly as possible. That's something we're hoping to see happen in the next few hours, hopefully not stretching till tomorrow. But very importantly, and Ashutosh Mishra, who's been on site for 17 days, is also live with us. Ashu, important point mentioned there by Lieutenant General Hasnain when he says that none of the current efforts are being discontinued. Even though the horizontal lifeline has almost reached the workers, the vertical drilling has not stopped. So they're keeping all of the backup plans active at this point of time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we have been reporting that the other options were halted for a while, considering the main focus area, but those operations were never suspended. In fact, on 28th of November, there was a plan of a perpendicular to the tunnel, a side drift which was measured up to 180-meter length. In fact, all preparations were done. Even as we speak, there are team on the top of the hill, exactly where the vertical drilling was taking place. It was halted considering the breakthrough which was very close today, and when the manual drilling started, and it went very successfully, very smoothly, because there were no major obstruction. Of course, at the end, when there was 2 meters left, there was a metal pipe, 3 to 4 pipes were there, and they were cut down by the the gas cutter and the conventional method these the rat hole miners use. So clearly, the major challenge at the moment is not any major obstruction. Everything has been cleared out, but sending a particular rat hole miner in a narrow passage is easier, but you have to use a narrow passage escape tunnel, a mini tunnel, micro tunnel in the debris for the evacuation. So exactly at the end of the debris, you cannot restrict it and you cannot start evacuation. Because remember, there could be suspended heavy metals like rod, iron pieces, metal arch, and if that falls down, this will not only be a potential threat for those trapped workers, but also for the rescuers of the NDRF and SDRF who are on the across side. So the idea is, let the pipe, they have already welded the last pipe.
Yes.
They have already breached the mark. They have already made a breakthrough. Now the idea is to push the pipe at least 3 to 4 meters from the safe zone, from the threat zone, which is exactly the borderline. Because now you have the debris actually in a slopey way.
Yeah.
Now crossing 3 to 4 way, the auger machine, because there is no blade, you have to push it through the machine. And very carefully, because if there is any bend in the pipe, this will potentially jeopardize so far all these efforts.
Yes.
So very carefully, taking time with precision, slowly they are pushing the pipe, and maybe in an hour or so, they will be able to go beyond the end of the debris line, 3 to 4 meters, and then the platform is already being made. Once they made a platform, it will be easy to them to rope with that, belt with that stretcher equipped and wheel equipped with wheels, and then the evacuation will take place.
Correct.
Every personnel may not take more than 70 to 75 seconds, as it has been measured during the mock drill shift.
Okay, so 70 to 75 seconds per man. So, the overall, it could take somewhere less than an hour to bring each of those men, all of those men out, which is a very, very heartening figure. Ashu, continue to stay with me. I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. Quickly want to remind, because things are now moving very, very rapidly. We are given to believe that the rescue operation could happen very, very fast. Here are the top developments coming in. A Chinook helicopter, that's a real image of that Chinook helicopter that's been deployed, landing at the Chinyalisore airstrip, which is very close to the Silkyara tunnel mouth, where the 41 miners are trapped right now. It is estimated that it will take 3 to 5 minutes each to evacuate the 41 persons, not 3 to 4 minutes at least. The entire evacuation is expected to take 3 to 4 hours. Well, just as the operation nears its successful end, rescue teams are poised for, they posed for the camera, I beg your pardon, with smiles and flashing victory signs. This is right before they hit the area where the trapped workers are. Ambulances, stretchers and oxygen cylinders have been sent inside the tunnel along with the rescue teams. Meanwhile, preparations are complete at a community health center in Chinyalisore in Uttarakhand, very, very close by, for the treatment of the 41 workers. They will be brought here immediately after they are rescued and brought out of the Silkyara tunnel. Now, moments before the final rescue, family members of the stranded workers have been called to the tunnel as the operation intensifies. They are en route to the collapse site along with bags, waiting to meet their dear ones after 17 nightmarish, harrowing days. Well, in a solemn display of hope and unity, international tunneling expert Arnold Dix, who you saw first here on India Today, joined hands with a priest in prayer for the safe evacuation of 41 construction workers trapped inside the tunnel. This is an image that has gone more viral than any other today. Meanwhile, in a big breakthrough, Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Dhami says the final section of the exit pipe to reach the trapped workers has been laid. Evacuation process is to begin very, very shortly. He said this a few hours ago, and that still appears to be the case. Meanwhile, Union Minister General V.K. Singh continues to remain at the rescue site, taking stock of operations with other officials. Remember, the army has also become deeply involved directly and via the Border Roads Organization. Security has also been tightened at the rescue site. Heavy police deployment has been made outside the tunnel for smooth evacuation of the 41 trapped workers, which is likely to take place this evening. In fact, garlands have been brought to the Silkyara tunnel rescue site in anticipation of an early rescue of the 41 trapped workers. Those are the garlands you see there. Well, as the rescue operation hopefully nears the end, people outside the tunnel have been heard chanting Jai Shri Ram as they pray for the return of the trapped workers. And let me take you straight back now to the Silkyara tunnel area where the rescue operation is in its final stage. Mosmi Singh is live with me. She's been there as well. Mosmi, very, very tantalizing moments here because the family members have been called to the tunnel site. We can see images of all those ambulances. We've seen the hospital beds on the ready. People carrying garlands. There is an electric air of anticipation that the rescue is very, very close, very, very imminent. The difficult question that we need to ask right now is, could it happen today or could it still spill over into tomorrow?
Absolutely, Shiv. These are very nervous moments because there was a long wait of 17 days and perhaps in the afternoon there was a lot of anticipation, lot of excitement because it was as if just minutes from then, the workers would be out. But then, the briefing that happened in Delhi and it was said that 2 meters drilling is, perhaps manual drilling is still left, and that actually has put on hold the entire plan for celebration. It is a wait. They are waiting eagerly. You can see the entire stage is set for receiving the workers. 2-3 ambulances have been ferried inside. But the sun has already set, so it's dark outside. The administration is sorting out the logistics, how and where the workers would be taken from Chinyalisore, where a 41-bedded hospital has been readied. But the family members are also waiting, and the temperatures are dipping. It's like often the last wait becomes very, very grueling. And everybody is waiting patiently. We are told that the welding work has started. The last pipe is being laid out. We've spoken to the top officials of the central government in the afternoon, and at that time it seemed that the final rescue operations were about to get over in an hour. That was about at 3 o'clock. So there have been several delays. Perhaps this is just an example of how difficult this operation has been. Every day there have been ups and downs and climaxes and anti-climaxes that the agencies have faced, and still they have held on, and that's one reason that perhaps very soon, perhaps a little later in the night, we will see the smiling faces of workers meeting their family members.
Let's really hope so, because it's cold there. There was some rain earlier in the day. The weather could actually worsen in the days ahead. We'll talk about that after this very short break. Mosmi, thanks very much for the moment. I'll keep coming back to you. Our reporters on site there, whether it is Ankit, Mosmi, Ashutosh, Amit, doing an absolutely amazing job sensitively covering a story that involves the emotions and the anxieties of families. And that's the reason why I say it once again, India Today continues to be the most watched channel on all 17 days of this rescue operation. Let's pray with our fingers crossed that these 41 men emerge from their tunnel trap today. The last couple of meters of the tunnel rescue operation is currently in full swing. Rat miners are now working, like we've been reporting first, with the National Disaster Response Force teams. Rescuers are now inching ever closer to the 41 trapped workers inside the collapsed tunnel. 30 bedded facilities are ready at the tunnel site. An Indian Air Force helicopter is on scramble alert at a helipad very close to the tunnel's mouth to airlift workers tomorrow if that is deemed necessary. But a 41-bed hospital near the tunnel site has already been prepared at the Chinliasur area, where the first treatment of the workers will be taking place. So it's been a day of very rapid developments. 2 meters to go before that lifeline pipe actually reaches the trapped workers. But outside the tunnel, as you can see in these pictures and the other ones we're showing you, all preparations are in full swing, with indications that the trapped workers could be extracted as early as sometime this evening. Now, I understand, viewer, that this has been reported multiple times over the last couple of days, but that actually goes to the kind of uncertainty that has remained on the ground and the challenges that have emerged as a result of the momentum that has been gained by the rescue crews on the ground. Now, ever since news of the tunnel breakthrough happened, relatives of the trapped workers, their families, have been celebrating. They've been celebrating in anticipation of the reunion with their loved ones. They will be meeting their family members very soon. We have no doubt at all. We have full faith in the rescue workers in just a short while from now. India Today spoke to some of them very close to the tunnel site. Listen in.
16-17 days in Uttarkashi tunnel, and this is the residence of Shobhik Pakhira in Hooghly district of West Bengal, where her mother is now performing prayers for the sake of her son, because for the last 16 or 17 days they have been very depressed. They were only praying to the God, but now when the rescue work is on the verge of completing, the family is very happy. They are elated. They are now performing puja prayers. Now we'll talk to the lady who is the mother of Shobhik Pakhira. আপনার এখন কি খবর এসেছে ওখান থেকে?
খবর এসছে বলতে সেই বিকালের দিকে যখন 2টোর পর খবর আসলো যে কাজটা সাকসেস হচ্ছে, তাদের এখনো তখন কিন্তু উদ্ধার করা হয়নি, সেই খবর আমাদের কাছে এখন এসে পৌঁছায়নি। আমরা এইটুকুনি খবর।
বিগত 17 দিন কেমন গেছে? মানে খুবই তো খারাপ অবস্থায়,
খুবই খারাপ অবস্থায় ছিলাম। তবু ছেলের মুখে যখন ভয়েস রেকর্ডের কথা 2 দিন যখন হয়ে গেছে, 2 দিনের পর শুনতে পাই, তখন বলছে যে এটা ছেলের গলা। আমি তখন বলছি হ্যাঁ মা, ছেলের গলা বুঝতে পারবো না, এটা আমারই ছেলের গলা। সেই থেকেই আমি বিশ্বাস করি না ছেলে আমার ঠিকই আছে। তারপর পরপর 2 দিন 3 দিন ভয়েস রেকর্ড ফোনের এতে পাঠায়, আমি তার গলার আওয়াজ শুনি, আমি বলি না ঠিকই আছে, সেও কথা বলে।
लखीमपुर खीरी के मंजीत टनल के अंदर थे और बाहर चौधरी उनके पिता खड़े थे। आज फैमिली मेंबर का ये कार्ड लगा हुआ है, हाथ में बैग है, चोट भी आई इस दौरान में उंगली पे, लेकिन मुस्कान अब दिखाई दे रही है चौधरी जी के चेहरे पे। वो संघर्ष जो 17 दिनों से यहाँ चल रहा था, कितना मुश्किल था आपके लिए?
हम सबको मुश्किल थी तो हमको भी मुश्किल थी। आज सब खुश तो हम खुश।
आंखों में आंसू आपके पहले से आ रहे हैं?
जी नहीं है, खुशी के आंसू।
हाँ,
खुशी के आंसू। कुछ
घर में फोन कर दिया?
जी फोन तो नहीं किया, हम तो चलाना ही मोबाइल नहीं जानते, किया नहीं, मगर खबर हो गई होगी वहाँ से।
ये मान के चल रहे हैं क्योंकि आपकी पत्नी आसक पे थी उस दिन, वो बहुत घबराई हुई थी, अपने बेटे के स्वास्थ्य को लेकर चिंतित थी और हम लोगों ने उन्हें कहा था कि सुरक्षित है मंजीत। आज उस बात पे भरोसा होगा जब बाहर आएंगे मंजीत?
बिल्कुल भरोसा होगा, खुशियाँ भी होगी और वो खुशियाँ होंगी जो खुशी में।
अच्छा, ये बैग मैं देख रहा हूँ आप लेके खड़े हैं, इसमें आपके कपड़े हैं, मंजीत के भी हैं?
इसमें हमारे हैं, मंजीत की ये बैग।
अच्छा, मंजीत के लिए दूसरा आपने थैला पिट्ठू बैग रखा हुआ है?
यहाँ कपड़े यहाँ थे जो छूट गए थे, काम वो तो अंदर चला गया था, वही कपड़े आज।
तो ये लेके आप एम्बुलेंस में साथ बैठे?
जी जी।
कहाँ जाएंगे?
अब जहाँ जाएंगे वो तो नाम नहीं भी पता। जी जी ठीक ठीक।
क्या बेटे से कुछ सोचा है मन में? 17 दिनों में कितने ख्याल आए होंगे, है ना?
जी जी।
क्या कहूँगा, क्या बोलूंगा, डांटूंगा, सुनूंगा, गले लगाऊंगा, क्या चल रहा है?
वो खुद हमको समझाता था घर वालों को कि आप चिंता मत कीजिए और बोल देना कि हाँ मैं यहाँ सही हूँ, साथ हूँ और घर पे कोई चिंता की प्रॉब्लम ना करे।
तो मनोबल एकदम मजबूत
आते थे, खुद ताकत भर देते थे, जैसे गुब्बारे में हवा भरी जाती है इस तरह ताकत भर देते थे।
आपके अंदर एकदम मनोबल भर देता?
अंदर वालों के टीम के हम खुद भर देते थे, इतनी हिम्मत की।
अच्छा।
वो हिम्मत के बीच में हमारी भी हिम्मत
बनी
छुपी रहे।
हम चाहेंगे कि बहुत समय मिले आपको मंजीत के साथ, वक्त बिताने का समय मिले। परिवार के लिए बहुत संघर्ष का वक्त रहा है। आप पहले भी एक घर में हादसा हुआ?
जी जी हाँ, वही भी बहुत लंबा हादसा था जो कि वही चोट से हमने बड़ी हिम्मत करके जो जीवित हैं कि हमने एक बेटा खो दिया, दूसरा माताजी आज पर्वत ने अपना आंचल खोल दिया बाहर, वो मेहमानी उनकी पूरी हो गई, पर्वत भी की इलाज बच गई, हमारी बच गई।
बाबा बौगनाथ की बहुत पूजा हो रही है, वो
जी
भी
जी
सुरक्षित
जी
भेज रहे हैं बेटे को बाहर?
जी जी, तब नाम है हो गया।
गले लगेंगे बेटे से?
बिल्कुल, टाइम मौका मिलते ही गले लग जाएंगे।
कि कौन अंदर फंसे हुए थे?
भैया।
भैया कहाँ के रहने वाले हैं आप लोग? यूपी से?
जी सर।
यूपी में कहाँ से?
सरावस्ती डिस्ट्रिक्ट।
अभी आपको अंदर बुलाया जा रहा है, क्या आप एम्बुलेंस के साथ ही ट्रैवल करेंगे?
जी सर, बिल्कुल सर, हम लोग फैमिली मेंबर है ना सर।
हाँ
जी सर।
तो सीधे हॉस्पिटल जाएंगे साथ में आप लोग?
बिल्कुल, उनका ट्रीटमेंट करेंगे पहले तो, अगर उनका हेल्थ सही रहेगा तो फिर भी मतलब कि एम्बुलेंस में उनको बिठाया जाएगा और हॉस्पिटल में लेके जाएगा, उनका ट्रीटमेंट करेंगे, चेकअप करेंगे उनका। तो अगर उनका हेल्थ सही रहेगा, स्वास्थ्य सही रहेगा तो फिर भी मतलब कि उनको लेके जाएगा, और अगर हेल्थ नहीं सही रहेगा तो फिर भी लेके जाएगा उनको।
गबर सिंह 41 मजदूरों में से एक जिसने हिम्मत बांधी रखी है अंदर, और बाकी लोग जो टूट रहे थे, मनोबल टूट रहा था, मनोस्थिति टूट रही थी, तो योगा कराया, उनको गेम्स में बिजी रखा। उस गबर सिंह के भाई जयमल सिंह नेगी इस वक्त आज तक से एक्सक्लूसिव बातचीत कर रहे हैं। पहली प्रतिक्रिया, गबर 41 मजदूर सब बाहर आने वाले हैं?
बिल्कुल बाहर आने वाले हैं और बस अब इंतजार की घड़ियां जो है अब अंत की तरफ बढ़ रही हैं। प्रकृति भी बहुत प्रसन्न है और तमाम
मुश्किल लग रहा है वो पहली झलक देखना, ये इंतजार जो है मुश्किल लग रहा है अपने?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बहुत मुश्किल लग रहा है, बस व्यग्र है, हमारा मन बहुत व्यग्र है।
17 दिन तक आप यहीं बने रहे, मैं आपसे पिछले 10 दिन से रोज बात करता था, आप परेशान दिखते थे, कभी आपका मोराल बढ़ता था, कभी डाउन होता था, अभी मन में क्या महसूस हो रहा है?
नहीं, अब तो वो सब भूल करके अब तो खुशी का वक्त है, वो सबको सोचना अभी इस समय बहुत उचित प्रतीत नहीं होता है कि उन पलों को याद किया जाए।
घर वालों को बताया, खबर दे दी?
अब खबर दे दी है मैंने।
क्या किया?
मैंने उनको कह दिया कि बहुत जल्दी हम मिलने वाले, फिर वीडियो कॉलिंग से आपसे बात कराते हैं। तो वो लोग
भावुक हैं वो?
बिल्कुल भावुक, निश्चित रूप से। अब मिलन के लिए भावुक हैं, पहले बिगड़े के लिए भावुक थे।
हम क्यों रोए? तुम अच्छे हो, भले हो, बात कर रहे हो, बस रास्ता ही नहीं ना है। रास्ता हो जाएगा, बाहर आओगे। हमें भगवान पर पूरा भरोसा है। बोला था कि आज शाम को नहीं तो सुबह जरूर आ जाएंगे। मम्मी, भगवान से दुआ करो।
Let's go straight across now for an update to Mosmi Singh, live from the Silkyara tunnel end, where behind her, the operations are still continuing. Mosmi, it's dark where you are. It's cold where you are. There has been rain a little bit earlier today as well. Has any of that hampered the operation, or it's continuing as we've been seeing it?
See, Shiv, the hurdles that you have listed, there have been several hurdles and they have played truant in their own way. Though I wouldn't say that the rain showers are very light, and in the day, everything, it seemed that the entire operations were in full swing and we would see the workers anytime soon. But as the day progressed, the last point, there was a time at about 3 o'clock when they said that they're reaching the final point. And thereafter, perhaps they hit some hurdle and 2 meters, because, nobody knew what the distance of the debris was, whether it was 57 meters or 59 meters or 60 meters. And thereby, in the press conference in the afternoon at 1 said that we have reached 55.3 meters and we might have to clear 2-3 more meters of debris. By 4 o'clock, it was clear that 2 more meters was left, and that's what that clearing is happening. We're also told by our sources that some metal also came on the way, and when the rat miners are at work, they are using, it's manual drilling that's happening. They're using drillers and cutters laser cutters to cut the metals. So that is time taking. Right now, I know it's a little dark.
Mosmi, sorry for cutting you short. I'm going to come back to you in just a moment. The reason why I'm interrupting you is we're very honored to be joined by Lieutenant General Atta Hasnain, member of the National Disaster Management Authority, a person who has provided sober, factual updates about what's happening on the ground and has kept all of us, millions of us, glued to India today, very, very grounded and updated as to what is happening. General Hasnain, thank you very much, sir, for your time. I know it's an extremely busy time for you. I won't take much time. Just a few crucial questions that our viewers ask, and I think there's no one better to answer them than you. You mentioned, General Hasnain, that there are a couple of meters left of drilling to do on that horizontal pipeline. We see a lot of surround sound, sir. The ambulances are there, the families have been brought in, there's a helicopter on site, there are people holding garlands and mithai, etc. There's a great deal of anticipation that something is going to happen today, sir. Are you saying that it could or it may also spill over till tomorrow?
See, thank you, first of all. I think this is a very important moment. For the last 5 days, I have been expressing caution. And I tend to continue expressing that caution, although I know that we are on the verge of a breakthrough. But in such operations, it's only the final word which counts. You see, contingencies can come up in the last centimeter too.
Yes.
And that is something which I am always prepared for. And I would like to prepare the environment for that always. So while we express a positive tone at this time, the last 2 meters also have to be pushed through. There can be metallic objects or concrete blocks, etc. in those last 2 meters. Thereafter, we have to push the pipes a little further to stabilize the pipes, to make sure that people can clamber onto them, be able to put the stretchers on them, to be able to get the people out from there. You'll find that the complete methodology of bringing them out has already been rehearsed by the NDRF a couple of times.
Yes.
And that is what they are going to adopt. But we are waiting for the final word of those 2 meters. Now, I also want to tell you that since yesterday, 10 meters of progress has been made through this manual digging method by the so-called rat miners.
Yes.
But, and along with them, other diggers from the Corps of Engineers and others. This is an extremely difficult process which they have done. And in a very enclosed space, they have come across obstacles, metallic objects which have been cut with the help of all kinds of cutters. To work in that enclosed environment is a very, very challenging job. And therefore, hats off to all of them who have worked together on this.
We unequivocally salute all of the rescue workers, especially those who've been going in and manually doing what the machines have, perhaps failed to completely do at this point of time, which is, certainly going to be something that we'll be looking at in greater detail once this rescue operation is over. General Hasnain, can you explain to us briefly, sir, how much of a challenge these 2 meters might actually pose? You said there could be some metallic objects, but since 10 meters has not taken very long, could it be potentially possible that even overnight today there could be a breakthrough? General Hasnain, can you hear me, sir?
I can't hear you through my isme kari. Just a second.
Okay, we're just going to make sure that General Hasnain can hear me.
No.
Okay, small little audio issues. I'm going to, my colleague is right there. He's going to patch him back because I have a few more questions on that. Our viewers are flooding us with questions right now across our social media platforms over what they want clarity about. The question is, will the workers be able to... Okay, General Hasnain, the question I was asking you is, does this drilling work continue overnight as well, sir? We do know that, the weather is cold. It has rained a little bit earlier today. General Hasnain, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah,
and I got your question.
Yeah. Please answer that, sir.
This work will continue 24/7. It has gone on.
Yeah.
It has gone on 24/7. It will continue 24/7 till the last of the 41st individual is brought out safely. I do want to emphasize that there is risk to both the individuals who are inside and those who are carrying out the rescue effort. That is one aspect we want to minimize for everyone. We don't want any last-minute issues which come up on casualties, etc. Therefore, every precaution is being taken. Medical authorities are all in place. The state government of Uttarakhand has done a fantastic job of putting together. The health department is there, created a full infrastructure for this. So I'm very hopeful that once they come out, they're going to be very comfortable. They will stay about 48 to 72 hours in the hospital or being routinely checked.
Just 2 last questions, General. The first question is, once that, lifeline reaches them, can you just tell us step by step what happens? Are they put onto stretchers and, pulled out using ropes? How does that actually happen, sir?
I think about 3 or 4 days ago, the NDRF gave some very good demonstrations, and there are lots of video clips floating around of that to show how they have improvised stretchers with wheels on them, how their own boys have gone inside. They are the same ones who will go inside and train, help all 41 personnel as to how they have to clamber onto the stretcher and how they are going to be hauled out from there using ropes to pull them out. It's estimated that it's going to take about 3 to 5 minutes per individual to wheel him out from through the tunnel for that distance of about 58 to 60 meters. Now, if there are any obstacles in the route, there could be some falling debris again. There could be one of these steel pipes could come unstuck or something like that. That will obviously then delay the whole process. But if all goes well, I would estimate 4 to 5 hours, we should be able to get all of them out safely.
We're hoping for that. And my final question to you, sir, as an army man, who's involved in this rescue operation, we've seen an entire gamut of agencies involved, and you listed them out in your press conference just a short while ago. How has this all come together in a seamless way? And tell us about how some of that army ethos has also helped. We've seen the DG of the Border Roads Organization involved. We've seen people like you involved, the Corps of Engineers, other, army units also on site. Tell us a little bit about how the army ethos has also helped in this entire situation, sir.
Let me start by saying that this has been a whole of government approach.
Yeah.
And it started from the 12th of October, Diwali Day, when the first news of this incident came. Right from then, it's been the Prime Minister's office, the PMO, which has taken the first call, and in a top-down kind of an approach, they made the first approach to various agencies which they thought could help in this. I think the first of them was the railways, who are known and reputed to be very good in infrastructure development. They came on board, and subsequently, as time went along, consultation was carried out with different infrastructure organizations who kept on coming in on board progressively. You found, for example, the Satraj Jal Vidyut Nigam Limited coming in. They are the ones who are doing this fantastic effort of the top-down drilling.
Yes.
The NHDICL itself involved in the horizontal drilling which has carried on and which has been the mainstay of this whole operation. Yes, you're absolutely right. The PMO, the Home Ministry, the Ministry of Roads, Transport and Highways, which has been the mother organization, the NDMA, and very importantly, lines were kept open to all these organizations. People were willing to accept calls, listen to people, listen to advice. Anyone who wanted to help was welcome to come and help. We had the former Director General of Border Roads, General Harpal Singh, who volunteered and was enabled to the spot. He has been there for the last 3-4 days, and his contribution has been immense. And yes, you're right, this approach is not really the army approach. I would say it's the Indian approach.
Yeah.
The Indian approach has been outstanding. All of government, everyone coming together in an emergent situation, primarily to save lives, 41 lives which were at stake. And not to forget that there were a plethora of people working together, the SDRF, the NDRF, army engineers, everyone working here together. Their lives were at stake too. And we wanted to make sure that the risk is minimized. Not to forget at the end of it all, right from the top, the leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister to the PMO, down to the last man. That's what has been making the difference. But I pray that all this will finally end in a complete success.
A complete success is what we want. A complete success is what everyone in the nation is currently praying for. And we join you, General Hasnain, in congratulating and, doffing our hats to all of those rescue personnel who are doing an amazing, dangerous, risky job. They've got families as well who will be anxious about their well-being. So we join you in praying for a complete success. Thank you so much for your time, General Hasnain. A great assurance for all of us and all of our viewers that someone from the Indian Army has taken charge and in many ways become that conduit for factual information from the crisis site.